Welcome to Tech Savvy. I'm Leigh Newman, and I'm the Executive Director of Campus Operations for the LaGrange campus of West Georgia Tech. And we've always got exciting things going on. We're still in the process of some serious construction work with the Think Academy. Things are starting to really look like it's going to be a nice facility and going to be nice classrooms, and it's going to be really exciting. High tech. It's going to be very high tech. But we're excited about all that. Just construction is always an issue, but otherwise we've starting with preparing for summer semester. We're getting our schedules put together, and we're working on fall schedules too. And early registration starts, I think, in the 1st of April, but you can always go to westgeorgiatech.edu to find out all the specifics and the details. Another program that we're doing, or it's really an event, and it happens every month. It's Tour Tech on Tuesdays, and it's the third Tuesday of every month. We have at 10 o'clock and I think at 5:30 we have people available to give you tours for the campus, talk about enrollment, talk about admissions, talk about financial aid. You can visit with your teachers, potential teachers. It's a wonderful opportunity to find out things, and it's an open door. Come see us. We'd love to know that you're coming ahead of time so we can get all your information put together, but if not, we'd love to see you. Again, this information is on our website at www.westgatech.edu. Today, I'm really excited about our episode, Tech Savvy episode, because we have the new evening librarian visiting with us today, and his name is Gary Frizzell, correct?
Perfect.
Good. And it's my opportunity too. I've not had a chance to get to meet him and talk to him and interview him to find out all the details about him. So together, you and the viewers and I will get to learn more about Gary and where he's been and what he's done, and all about librarianhood. So Gary, welcome to Tech Savvy. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I think it's a great opportunity for you to talk about what the library does, what part it plays in technical education and how important it is. And of course, I'd still like to know, what your thoughts on technical education are. So we've got lots of information to cover today in our episode. So first, tell me and our viewers about you. What's your experience? How did you get to this point?
Well, I've been a librarian all my life. I know that sounds boring, but it's been an exciting career. It really has. And this is a change for me to be in a technical school, a college, because all my experience has been in the public libraries. I mean, this will really date me. I started as an audiovisual aide in my junior high school and continued on through high school. My high school librarian helped me get a job in my local public library because I needed help getting in, because they weren't real crazy about hiring males.
As a librarian?
As a page, an assistant, a shelver. They had some bad luck with men, with boys, and
you had to prove it for more than one reason.
They took a chance with me, and look where I am. But yes, that's how I got started, and I've just never considered doing anything else. Now, coming into a college library, that was kind of a late in life decision I made. I had worked with from preschoolers to senior citizens, throughout my career, and I got really interested in reference work and information, and dealt with a lot of students and really enjoyed that, and just decided that I wanted a little bit of a change and to work with students and faculty in an academic environment.
Right. Well, we're glad you're with us.
Well, thanks.
Tell us how the library fits into technical education. Like, consider a student. What kind of services? What kind of, what can we provide to students that are out at West Georgia Tech in our library?
Well, it's great for the library to be on Tech Savvy, because it's one of the most technical places in the college. Libraries are very, very technically focused today. If you believe the media, or they would like you to believe that no one reads anymore, everybody gets their information online, and many do, particularly younger people. That's their preferred way of getting information. But people yours and my age, we may prefer paper. People are using a variety of formats for information, and we don't see a significant change in libraries for some time to come.
Well, I mean, that was my question. What is the future of libraries if it's all going to be online, if it's all going to be accessible on computers? Everybody's got a computer, so they won't need to go to the library.
We're information navigators, so there's a ton. I just told some of my students in orientation classes, which we offer. We'll go out to a classroom and give library orientation, how to use the library and help with their research papers and things like that. And I told them, please don't just go to any site on the internet, because there's so much out there that really is bad information. So we are still information navigators. We help people to the best sites for what they're doing,
right,
and for the most accurate and authoritative information that's out there.
Well, that brings me to the next question. You have to stay like ahead of the game on what all's going on the internet. You need to know, like you say, you've got your reference. People ask you, where do I go? I mean, the Wikipedia issues, everybody can put stuff on there on Wikipedia, so you don't know whether it's accurate or not.
And Wikipedia it's a great resource for finding out about a topic, to know where to go for your research.
Right.
If you're unfamiliar with something, it's a great place to go and just get some quick familiarity with something. But of course you would never cite it in a paper,
right,
or anything like that. So you just have to know a little bit about what you're going to be looking up. I do that as a reference librarian. People will ask me for things that I have no clue what they are.
So and you'll start there.
Yeah, so I have to first find out what it is, make sure I know exactly what it is they're looking for to be able to steer them in the right direction.
Well, this is perfect, because this is one of those things that I think one of the major reasons why people don't feel like they're ready to go to college, or don't think they can handle college, or they think they're too old to go to college. The library is the perfect place to use as an example of a resource. Okay, you don't know how to write a paper. Where do you go? You go to the library. The librarian can help you. They can put you on the right website. They can show you where to go. They can help you with that. That, to me, is a perfect example of resources that are available for our students, and it takes away any barriers. Do you have specifics? Have you got examples of this happening?
Oh, absolutely. We gosh, even the short time I've been here, which by the way is just since December, I've dealt with students who, some have told me they're back after 20 years of working and raising a family, and this is the first time they're taking a test, writing a paper. They need a lot of help. And even though it's a college and people are expected to be pretty independent about their research, we have to help them. They have to have a starting point and get comfortable, get over their apprehension to doing the work that they need to do. I mean, if you've been out of school that long and you're told you have to write a research paper,
where do you start?
You just panic.
Right. Right.
So
there's no reason to panic now, because we have a library to help you with that.
Oh gosh, we have brochures, we have online guides, we have us. I've just walked a person through the entire research process, and always asking, is this what you need? Is this exactly what you're looking for? Is there anything else I can do to help you? Because that's what I think. And that's the feel I get from the whole campus, is that everybody is there to help make them a success.
Exactly.
And the library is one small part of that. So when they come in, we want them to be successful. We want everybody to be successful and have a positive experience with their program.
Right. What do you have training? Do you have, are there like updates or some type of newsletter that you get to keep you up to date on the latest and things, or do you just have to figure out?
I'm going to date myself again. When I went to library school, we fought over a couple of really old computers, and by today's standards, they were antiquated.
Did you use the little punch cards?
We were still using library cards. Oh, you're talking about computer punch
Yeah.
cards, yes. And still writing code and...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that was like way over my head. I didn't understand any of that. But I've learned on my feet through continuing education. And when computers came for the general public, when public libraries started offering computers for the public to use in the mid-90s, you know, that was just something we had to sit down and learn along with everybody else.
Right.
To be able to help, well, to relieve our anxiety and theirs too.
Right, right.
Because it's been a huge change.
And we didn't learn, I mean, like I said, we learned on little punch cards with big old trays that had little holes in them. So I'm dating myself
Yep,
too, but
nope. And those
it's changed dramatically
library
since then.
card catalogs are now used for decoration. You'll find them in thrift stores, and people use the drawers to put all kinds of stuff in.
But they're usually pretty antique colors too. You know?
They are.
Well, we are done with our first block. Let's take a break and we can come back and really get into some more details about what's going on at our library and how it relates to technical education and what good stuff we're doing out at West Georgia Tech. So we'll be back in just a minute.
Congratulations, you're in college. It's a great feeling to be on your way to your new career.
But guess what? Getting into college is the easy part. You have to finish college to get the degree.
Did you know that fewer than 1 in 10 students will finish their associate's degree in 2 years? Some students take up to 8 years to finish a degree, and many don't finish at all.
When you go fast to the finish, you can complete your degree quickly, saving you time and money. Time is the enemy when you're in school.
The longer you stay in school, the more likely that life will get in the way.
And that could cause you to slow down or leave school early.
Getting your college degree is the goal. The faster you complete your courses, the faster you can get that degree and move on to your career.
Go fast to the finish and complete your degree on time.
Meet with your advisor to map out your plan to finish on time. Know which classes to take. Take a full course load if possible. And if you knock out your core classes early, your odds of graduating will go up big time.
Your college has many options to help you get there faster. Don't get left behind. Meet with your advisor. Learn your graduation requirements. Schedule your core classes first. Take a full course load and take advantage of all the course options.
By 2020, 66% of U.S. jobs will require a career certificate or college degree. Go fast to the finish and complete your degree on time.
This message is brought to you by the Technical College System of Georgia.
Welcome back to Tech Savvy, and we have Gary Frizzell here today. He's our evening librarian, and as I said in the earlier block, I'm getting to know him and find out more about the services that are available at our library and what a difference it would make in helping people become successful in their college career. And so, Gary, we were talking about computers and the future of the libraries and what all's available in the library. I think the computer portion, we have how many computers in our library available for our students?
There are 18 in the lab right now, and we'll, after construction, we'll be able to hook up the ones we've had to temporarily disconnect. But when Think is up and running and we get all of ours back up and running, we'll probably have near 30.
We usually have them busy too.
And they are.
They stay busy.
They are, because people don't, some have laptops, some can't afford the internet access, and so, you know, our lab users are, and some can't print. There are just different reasons that people use us. Not everyone has access to a computer.
Right, right. Do you have people that are taking online classes that come and use
Oh, absolutely. And not just, you know, we're happy to serve others, and not just West Georgia.
Right.
We monitor or proctor tests for other colleges as well.
And tell me what proctoring means.
Proctoring is just a word for it's supervised testing. So a lot of schools have regulations on who can proctor, and one of them is a certified librarian. So that's why a lot of libraries are asked if they will proctor or supervise a test. And all in the world it involves is looking at ID, making sure the student is who they say they are, and then looking up the instructions for that particular test, because some tests don't allow you to take anything in the room with you. Some allow notes, textbook, whatever. And that's what we make sure they go in with or without, and then put in a password. They're usually password protected, the tests are. We have to put that in, and then they just simply take the test online, close it out themselves, and they're done.
Is that mostly for online classes, or is
No,
it for
our own, and I'm not sure which programs and which instructors require it, but our own students, it seems like they have to take either the midterm or the final. Some of them do, not every class, but many of them have to take either the midterm or the final proctored, which means they can take the other one unsupervised at home or wherever.
Right, right. So that would make sense, because we want to make sure that they're getting what they need. I think too, of course, with non-traditional students, they don't know how to use the computer, and so is that a problem?
That's something that we can help with too. We don't have the time to sit down with someone and literally look over their shoulder and guide them through, but we can get them started and give them some suggested places to go. Now, I've actually seen some students with family member or friends who come in with them if they maybe don't feel very computer literate. I've seen them come in with a relative or someone looking over their shoulder, sitting with them.
To help them?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course, there's so many things online. YouTube is an example that maybe they need to learn how to use Word, or they need to learn how to use, certain, or write a paper or whatever. They could go to YouTube and get short, sweet.
I actually used YouTube with a student one of my first days here. He needed to see how to conduct himself during an interview.
Okay.
And I found him a perfect YouTube that was actually done by another technical college in another state. And he said it was really helpful. He didn't get the job, but he said it was really helpful.
Well, I mean, but he wouldn't have known about that
Right.
if he hadn't come to the library and asked you about it. So that's another perfect example of what a good resource our library is and what kind of services you can offer. All right, so we do the proctoring, we do the lab so that people can come in and use the computer to write papers or to do their assignments.
We have 5 laptops for checkout too.
Well, that's good. That's because laptops can help, like at 9 o'clock when they need to go home and the
Yep.
library's closed. That's something that I want to make sure everybody knows is what our hours are.
Oh gosh, we have long hours. Now, we're not open weekends though because the campus is closed.
Right.
But we are open from 7:30 in the morning till 9 at night, Monday through Thursday, and then Fridays from 7:30 to noon.
Which is the campus operation hours. Well, that's good because that probably the late students that are coming in after evening classes, they'll have some time to do their work or prepare beforehand. So.
And we have an Ask a Librarian feature on the website.
What does that mean?
Well, any student can access it and post a question. Typically, it's what's the Galileo password.
Right.
That's fine because we're not allowed to just publish it for just anyone to see. That's university system.
What is Galileo?
Oh my goodness. Galileo is a huge resource. You know how they say we're only using a part of our brain? Well, we really are using only a part of Galileo. It's huge and vast, and it's databases of articles, scholarly and popular. It's ebooks. Did you know?
No, I didn't know it had ebooks on
Has
it.
ebooks. Has tests, sample tests that you can take. Learning Express is an example of a database where you can go in and take GED tests and SAT tests and just practice. Yes.
Well, so what it basically is a library of libraries.
Yes, it is a collection of, there are over 100 databases, but within those databases there are thousands of articles. There's also like the Digital Library of Georgia, that's all kinds, it's Encyclopedia of Georgia, it's the Civil Rights Library of Georgia. They're old, it's called the Vanishing Georgia maybe. It's all kinds of old photographs that are mounted digitally so you can look.
Wow.
And a lot of genealogical information too.
Well, that's good to know. And what about programs that you like that have to write papers or that require that you see a lot of students from? Who frequents the library?
English.
Okay, tell me how.
Psychology. And they both use different citation styles, so we have to explain those, and we have handouts on those. There's the MLA or Modern Language Association style of citation and the American Psychological Association APA style. And we have handouts. We'll help students with their citations, getting those right, because some instructors are pretty particular about that.
Well, this is another neat thing about technical education and what we can do at West Georgia Tech is we have a lot of students that come to get their core, like their English classes, their math classes, their reading classes, and then what they do is, because those classes can transfer to the university system, they get the same type training that they would get at University of West Georgia or Columbus State or University of Georgia, but they get it done here at home for a much more reasonable price.
I would think so, yes.
But so what you're doing really is helping students that are going on to a university system prepare for that. So that you're giving them the tools that they're going to be needing all along, especially if they're going on to a four-year college.
I do ask occasionally in my orientation classes if anyone's ever written a paper before, if anyone's used Galileo before, and there are usually several that somehow manage to get through high school
without it?
Without a paper and without using Galileo. So, but there are tutorials on Galileo you can watch, and we can point you to all kinds of ways to get started and not feel like you're so behind the curve.
Well, I mean, you know, don't make them learn the process when the process is already out there.
Oh gosh,
So,
that's the beauty of technology. Somebody somewhere has done something that you can find that's helpful for somebody, like the tutorial or
Right.
the YouTube I was telling you about.
Right. So an example being in English, what would be a paper that you've helped students research? Subject matter.
Let's see, virus. The new controversy over fracking, drilling for oil, and
Right.
it's the environmental consequences. These are some of Mr. Miller's topics. Ms. Ivy has some favorite topics, and we have brochures on all of those. If they'll tell us, the instructors will tell us in advance.
Well, that's a part of the success program is,
Oh, it
you know,
is.
you're working directly with the instructors. You're asking them what they need so that you can provide that additional resource to the students.
And they have very particular assignments that they'll be graded on, and we'll help them with. We won't do it for them,
Right.
but we will walk them through it, make sure they have all the resources they need and a variety of resources. Suggest, that if a teacher doesn't say what exactly to use, we'll suggest a couple of books, a couple of magazine articles, maybe a website, a good authoritative website, and we have all kinds of suggestions for that.
Well, that to me is such a major tool in successful students and graduates, and they can take it with them and they'll have access to it forever.
That's what we do.
That's
Librarians are, we
Information
navigators.
navigators. I like it. I like it. Well, Gary, we're done for the second half of the Tech Savvy, and I've enjoyed getting to know you, and I'm
Thanks.
sure our viewers have too, and I feel so much better knowing more about what the library can do for our students and help with their success.
Well, have me back, because I didn't even get to
I know,
all of
we've
what
got
I
so
want.
much more to
I
talk
know,
about.
I do. I really do.
Well, please plan on coming back,
Okay.
and we'll have chapter 2 of
Okay.
what's going on in the library, all right? Well, thank you very much for joining us at Tech Savvy, and we've, like I said, always got something real exciting going on out at the college, and we'd love for you to come visit. And always come visit us on our website at www.westgatech.edu. And thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Why United Way? Because in some way, everyone in our community is touched by your donation to United Way of West Georgia. Yes, everyone. United Way helps 25 local agencies touch thousands of lives, even yours. To cause so many good things to happen, these organizations must have volunteers. Fortunately, more than 2,300 local volunteers are now giving time to the 25 local organizations that United Way of West Georgia helps support. Yes, more than 2,300 volunteers. But more are needed. Please volunteer your time, as well as your financial support. You'll be astonished at what you'll receive in return.